area out the back. We walked through there on the way to the commentary box.
I think his prediction is Agassi in 4.
Well, they've all got the bandanas on. There's plenty of bandanas around. I think that was last year's version, the piratical look. Age 25, he's 180, seeded 2, ranked 2. Well, I think his ranking is now going to go up to number 1 after reaching this far in the tournament, with Pete Sampras going out earlier and Thomas Muster both going out early on in the tournament. Of course, he was runner-up to Pete Sampras at the US Open, semi-finalist at Wimbledon, only quarter-finals at the French, and he comes here as the defending champion. Just under $3 million in prize money for 1995. Michael Chang, well, no stranger to anyone on our footprint, and also no stranger to Andre Agassi. He's 23, 175, so he's giving away a bit of height to Andre Agassi, but not, Agassi's not one of the taller players in the top 10. Chang is seeded 5, ranked 5, quarterfinals at the US. Second round of Wimbledon, was runner-up to Thomas Muster at the French. That was a great disappointment for him, having won the tournament in '89. Thought he had a great chance to get another Grand Slam title. Was a semi-finalist here last year as well, losing to Pete Sampras in the semi-finals. And Michael Chang's total prize money, just over $2.5 million.
The man in the chair, Brian, Jorge Diaz from Portugal. They're not going to have many questionable. I mean, they don't have really. These two players don't really stay with the discussion too long, do they?
No, they don't. They don't use the umpire as part of their game. The way to diffuse situations. Well, we mentioned how well Michael Chang has played in this tournament up to now. Look at that. He hasn't dropped a set. First round winner over Rickel, 2-1 and 2. Jakob Hazek, who has in the past had a good match against Chang, not in this tournament. 1-3 and 3. Guillaume Raoult, 2-2, and in a tiebreak in the third set. Jean-Philippe Florian, 2-3 and 4. That was played on an outside court. And then a quarter-final matchup. The man that beat Thomas Muster, Mikael Tillström, did next to nothing against Michael Chang. Love 2 and 4. What about Andre Agassi's path here? Well, he very nearly didn't get through into the second round, having a real problem against Gaston Etlis, and just squeaked through by the skin of his teeth. Vince Spadia, the American, was a straight sets win. Steve Bryan started off very well against Andre Agassi, but Agassi soon sharpened up. 6-love in the second set, 2-1. Jonas Bjorkman had another good start against Andre Agassi. Agassi came back and we thought, oh, well, this is it, 4 sets. But Bjorkman won the third, and look at that, 1 and 2. Once Agassi got going, he really took care of business. The quarterfinal was rain interrupted. It was 5-4 in the first set when the rains came. This was played on the same evening of that marathon between Arantxa Sanchez Vicario and Chanda Rubin. They came back the next day and went straight into a tiebreak, which Courier won. Courier played extremely well in the second set. And then 3, 4 and 2, Agassi probably found the form that he'd been looking for in the tournament. But you say, Beach, you don't want to necessarily peak too early.
You don't want to necessarily peak too early, and I tell you, but the one good thing about Michael Chang is that he peaks in every match, peaks in every tournament. He's a man who's one of the, probably the hardest player to beat in a match. It doesn't matter where you're playing, because he's the one who gives you 110% constantly.
Head-to-head, you can read there, Agassi, superior advantage.
Leads Chang 9-4, 6-2 on hard courts, but well, it doesn't take anything away from the fact that Chang has beaten him. He knows what it is to beat him. Agassi certainly has the edge, and as I said earlier, I think a lot is going to depend on how deep Michael Chang can keep the baseline rallies going. And we saw Agassi against Courier, where both of them struck the ball with great pace and great depth. And eventually Agassi raising his game to a different level in the last set. And Courier had no response. Who's your pick in this match, Brian?
I would go, I guess, for Agassi.
Any pick on the sets?
I wouldn't even. I wouldn't have a clue, actually. I think it's so much is going to depend on how Agassi comes out. I think if he comes out and wins the first set, he could even win it in 3. But I suspect that Chang will take the first set.
One thing, of course, Agassi is fully aware of is the fact that Chang can beat him, which means he's going to have to get started soon. And unlike a lot of the other big servers that that Agassi has been up against, like Jonas Björkman, and there he is, the man in the chair, Jorge Diaz from Portugal, and of course Brian's good friend Bruno Rebo will be doing the next match on the center court. But Agassi is fully aware of the fact that Chang has won comfortably to get here, and I think Agassi is comfortable with the fact that Chang will let him get into the match earlier on with a lot of rallies, as opposed to a quick hit-miss tennis that perhaps Jonas Björkman gave him in the early part of the last 16 match.
Both ostensibly baseliners, Vijay. Do they play the same sort of baseline game?
I think Agassi is a lot more aggressive with the pace of his stroke. He meets the ball earlier in striking and coming forward. I think Chang is a better volleyer than Agassi. I think both their serves are fairly even. I think Agassi's forehand is the one that may cause the most damage in this match. They both certainly play very consistently from the back of the court, though Agassi is the one who's going to take the initiative and move the opponent around. Now Chang is aware of all of this. These players have played enough number of times against each other to know each other's game very well. So I think that but again, Chang is very fresh, isn't he?
He looks ready for the job. I think he enjoys these later stage matches better than the earlier round ones. You know, you're looking at a 2-week tournament. You're playing people in the first round you've probably never seen before, like Gaston Etlis. He would know Spadia, and seen him at the US last year. But you know, this is now where the fun starts.
This is where it all starts and be over in the next couple of days. But it's about 1:20 local time here in Melbourne as Michael Chang opens this first semi-final against the champion Andre Agassi. Good forehand from Chang.
This is not going to be a game dominated by serve, is it?
No, I think you're going to see a lot of fine rallies from the back court. Two of the best exponents of the baseline game here, Chang and Agassi. Hit it long.
Well, he came in and had the opportunity, didn't he?
Well, he tried to end the volley, end the point with that one volley there, swinging forehand volley, which is really low percentage shot, especially from slightly below net height. This wind is a major factor in this match. It's long.
Agassi yet to find his feet. I tell you, the wind has been gusting to unbelievable strength. It looks pretty strong down there.
Good serve.
Well, it's a big serve. I thought maybe not a game-dominated chance to see Michael Chang service in action. No aces, but a service winner to clinch that first game. Let's see how Agassi shapes up.
Oh, Michael Chang doesn't like the call, but it hit smack on the line.
15.
And very tough winner there from Agassi, well above shoulder height. Good forehand into the open court. Now Agassi has been forced to take something off this backhand here to keep it in and in the wind, and gave Chang the chance to go cross court. Missed it.
Only just. Looked as though it was on its way to be a winner. Now Agassi's serving, I mean the second serve there was at 108 kilometers per hour. His fastest serve so far, 118.
Well, they're going to roll a lot of serves in, Brian, because of the wind. Fine rally, and then you watch the preparation on the Agassi backhand. As we see the recovery here from the Agassi slice, and then a beautifully struck backhand down the line winner. Preparation on Agassi's backhand, immaculate. Well, tough to go over the high part of the net from such a low ball.
Very careful shot from Agassi, wasn't it? That little underspin, making sure that he wasn't playing any loose stuff early on.
Little slice backhand there from Agassi. Interesting so far, Brian, that both of them have played a lot of slice backhands, one-handed slices.
Yeah.
Very unusual for both of them with fine two-handers. 1-1, first set. Oh, well played. Beautifully picked there by Chang. The lead court here gets Chang in a bit of trouble. Agassi comes in very quickly, but see how beautifully Chang read the forehand from Agassi. Come up with a whipping pass. Well, considering the size of players today, both men, I wouldn't consider them small men. Agassi 5'11", Chang at 5'9".
41.
And the 2 inches that Agassi has over Chang, good serve there from Chang, but he has an extra 25 pounds in weight.
Chang's heavier than Agassi.
No, Agassi is 25 pounds heavier than Chang at 5'11". It's long.
40-15.
First double fault of the match. This one from Chang. (40-15).
Game Chang.
Loose rally from Agassi.
Well, he had the setup, Agassi. And the baseline duel, Agassi kept the ball deep and missed the put away there. Just keep in mind that the wind is a factor in this match. Tough shot to go for. Well below the level of the net. Chang's backhand stayed low. This man trying to hit the winner over the high part of the net.
Chang looks as though he's hitting the ball almost better than Agassi.
Well played. Again, Chang there with enough time to maneuver it down the line.
Love 40.
And really, so far, Chang's legs have made a big difference here. 3 break points for the number 5 seed. Not with Chang. And first taste of blood for Michael Chang, as he gets the first break of serve. And
well, we were saying about Chang getting off to a quick start. Agassi a little bit slow. Certainly seems as though it's heading that way at the moment.
3-1 Chang, first set.
191.
That is a huge serve from Chang. Right down the middle. Agassi looking for the call, which never came. Well, you see what happened there. It's a perfect example of how footwork certainly helps. As we see this again, the wind got that ball away from him, but he still was able to move his feet and stretch out the racket swing to complete the follow-through.
Could you take the towel?
And the wind killed the ball as it went over the net.
A swirling wind down there on the center court.
Well, he looked up, checked the sun. I don't think the sun was a problem on that shot. Chang just turning up the serve a little bit, making sure that he holds after breaking Agassi.
Well played. The depth of the Agassi backhand, forcing the error from Chang. This is pretty much going to be the pattern of the match, with Chang trying to keep a lot more balls in play than Agassi, and Agassi going for the big strokes and the big winners. 30 hole. Oh, well struck backhand, but pulled wide.
43rd.
We see this again. Chang content to loop it up, giving Agassi a chance to go for it. Pulls it wide. Chang for a chance, the 4-1 lead. Great serve.
Unlucky.
That was bad luck.
Unlucky. Same place?
Perhaps. Maybe not.
Game.
Precaution early on in the match.
Well, fine backhand set from Agassi. I was just thinking, after that first backhand, Agassi didn't make a move to the net. He was quite content letting Chang back into the point before hitting the backhand down the line. Dirty love, Agassi.
30-15.
Well, first double fault for the champion. 30-15. That's wide. But Chang is going to go after those balls, just to give a lot Agassi to think about. As you see Agassi coming in on a fine approach shot, that volley struck well out in front and pushed deep into the forehand corner of Chang.
Oh, great shot by Michael Chang.
The angle
40-30.
struck this ball very early, Chang. The slider there, opening up the court a little bit, and now the angle from Chang, the winner. Missed it long. The wind here, certainly a factor with the Agassi ground strokes, more so than with Chang's. It's long.
Advantage Chang.
Chang with another chance to break. Well, if he breaks again here, I would say that has virtually clinched him the first set.
It's long.
Choose.
Why do you think it is that Chang is playing so well in this tournament, BJ?
Well, there we go.
Advantage Chang.
Because he had a different sort of preparation. Well, I think that was on the line.
Well, of course, I mean, it was. It certainly wasn't a blatant call, as we see Jorge Diaz, the Portuguese umpire. And Chang hits the winner, walks away for break point.
Yes, thank you.
But I think he likes the surface. I think he likes the surface. He's had a pretty decent draw to this point. Oh, well, that's unlucky. He couldn't make up his mind whether to play the forehand or the backhand.
I think Chang's preparation, his brother Carl, I think the new addition to the family, Carl's wife, is sitting behind.
Advantage Chang.
Just missed. Held it until the very last minute. Chang thought that he was going to go back to the backhand side, and he was able to steer it into the open space. Crisp, cleanly struck forehand.
was there, Chang. Very unusual for him to miss that pass. And there's a man, Dad Gilbert. He's tired, he's drinking his water. Isn't he?
He wasn't talking though, was he?
He wasn't. Missed it.
Choose.
Again, there is a wind there, swirling wind, that makes it more difficult to hit the clean winners. Agassi trying very hard to hold on here. Missed it.
Advantage Chang.
Another break point for Chang.
A lot of birds flying around in the court with the shadows going across. I mean, it can be a little bit disconcerting,
And
can't it?
can be very noisy as well. Very noisy. Missed it.
Game Chang.
After a very long service game from Agassi and Michael Chang, let's say
Chang
23
went
minutes
by
into this first set, will now serve for the first set. Well, this is rather a quick first set then, Brian.
Once again from Michael Chang. Was it, did I say 3 sets, Michael Chang? Can't quite remember.
Good backhand.
Love 15.
I was just thinking, normally when Michael Chang gets to Australia, he's already played a couple of tournaments in the Far East, which I think he's opted out of this time.
Well played.
Yes. Well played. Was he going to lob him or hit him with a cross court? Agassi had to guess.
15 all.
Well, really the perfect point there from Chang. And quite content being the counter puncher here, Michael Chang. And the magnificent pass to end the point. Very short, Chang's ground strokes, but he's enough to force the error. As we see there, Ian Hamilton in the front, Gil Reyes, Agassi's trainer and friend there, the big man with the blue sweatshirt.
How does he get a jacket to fit him? Tailor-made, I guess.
No, they take two and they rip it apart. And they put it back together again for him. He's a big boy. It's long.
40-15.
Well, so far the situation has basically been, well, it's 2 set points now for the number 5 seed. But 15 unforced errors for Agassi, 6 for Chang, which is what has made the difference so far. Great service winner, ace number 3.
Well, all you can say is rising statistics from that first set. Look at the number of winners for Michael Chang. 11 against Andre Agassi's 4. Agassi with the majority. majority of unforced errors as well. Well, you'd
please,
expect
thank you.
an imbalance like that when the scoreline was 6-1.
Missed it.
Love 15.
Well, as I said earlier, Brian, this wind is playing a very major factor in Agassi's tennis so far. Let's hit the forehand. The early part of the second set, absolutely crucial for Agassi's survival in this match, I think. If Chang gets away with the second set and 2-sets-to-love lead.
Yeah, I can't see him giving up that sort of lead like Jim Courier did.
Well,
15-30.
double fault number
2.
2 for Agassi. This man, of course, a very, very tough competitor. Pulls it wide. Miss-hit that forehand, Agassi. And 2 break points for the number 5 seed. This opening game of the second set.
One back. Actually, I mean, the image that Andre Agassi gives out with the dress and the lifestyle and everything else is that he's not really a battler. But I mean, he's come through in tight situations so many times. You don't get to world's number 1 or 2 without being.
He's missed it.
Well, that was
Michael Chang in 32 minutes. He's up a set 6-1. A break of serve, 1-love in the second set. Great serve. Well, ace number 4 for Chang at 187. Struck beautifully down the middle. Pulls it long and rather wide, way wide.
very wild shot from Agassi. Just saw him shaking his head there, BJ.
Timing slightly off, Brian, and the wind certainly hasn't helped. Chang quite content to keep the ball in play. Good serve.
Well, that 1 kilometre per hour better than his previous fastest serve. That in at 192. You'd think Agassi, with his very quick hands, probably the fastest in the game, that he would be able to handle the wind better. It's not proving to be that way.
I think the problem we're facing here is the fact that Agassi is still trying to play his normal game of hitting the ball very hard and swing through very quickly. Like that. So that's his game where he likes to meet the ball early and with a bit of pace and depth.
40-15.
And in the wind, you've got to go for a little bit more safety because it could get carried out.
Listen to it.
40-15. Well played. Well, Michael Chang in full floor here. And, well, this is going to be very interesting if Agassi ends up losing this second set. Love to. to Chang.
What a pass. Now, did Agassi make the wrong choice of shot there? Pushing the ball deep. Michael Chang was right there.
And you see this again. Good forehand. Chang's recovery here just gets over. A slider there, but not to Chang. That wasn't going to come back, was it?
Well, making a mistake twice.
15 all.
Well, Agassi's unforced errors really creeping up there. 21 to Chang 7. Miss it.
Oh dear. Well, that must be so frustrating for Andre Agassi. Had that really remarkable smash off a ball that I think most other people would have played as a ground stroke. Chang still got it back and ended up winning the point. It looked wide, actually.
Smacked it.
30-40.
He's a race down the middle there as we watch. Still break point for Chang. That's what Agassi likes to do, and as long as the wind dies down, he can probably hit it quite freely without having any outside influence on his ground stroke production.
Advantage Chang.
Well, it's certainly playing havoc with his depth of ground stroke. 23 errors now to Chang 7. Break point here for Michael Chang. Double fault.
Game Chang.
Well, the second set going as badly for Andre Agassi.
Anke Huber doesn't quite have the experience to win a Grand Slam yet, especially over Monica Seles. Well, we're in the semi-final, the first semi-final rather of the men's singles. This man in deep trouble.
Thank you.
In this set. Love 3 love, double break for Chang, and 1 set to love.
Michael Chang cranking that up to 194.
Well, there's one way to do it.
He does that a lot on his backhand, doesn't he? He sort of pulls the racket back. It looks as though he pulls it back with his left hand and lets it ping forward like a catapult.
Well played. Good change of tactic there by the champion.
30.
2 quick successive points. He's taken initiative and come into the net of the Chang second serve. For the first time on a serve, Chang in a spot of bother. Love 30. Oh yes, the approach wasn't good enough. As soon as Chang has the
15-30.
has the angle, he's able to come up with the pass, or at least force the opponent to go for a big volley.
been very impressed this last week and a half with his ability to hit those. He gets one chance. We've got a... We were talking about the birds earlier. Well, that one's lost his way.
Well, Agassi.
What was the match we were watching? I remember it was a Conchita Martinez on the outside court. I think Andrea Jaeger was commentating with me as well. We watched this huge bird circle around over Arantxa Sanchez and finally go to the toilet. Absolutely, across 53 countries in Asia. We saw it. We've got bugs, we've got mudlarks flying around.
We've got everything, haven't we?
Yeah.
Finally gone. Didn't have a ticket.
Thomas Muster would have just trod on it, wouldn't he?
he would have hit his forehand.
Yeah, he just clubbed it with his bracket.
He would have. 15-30. Thomas Muster. Oh dear. The greatness of Agassi. A complete change of strategy and pace.
15-4.
And as we see this again, the depth on the first one, a smacking forehand cross court, and then the disguised magnificent drop shot, which even Chang couldn't get. 2 break points for Agassi. It's in!
Got it! What a way to break back.
Gilbert.
He's still not talking, but I think he's breathing a little bit easier. Brilliant game of tennis.
Well, the best point of the match so far. Agassi's recovery. He waits till the last minute, then chooses to run down the Chang forehand, but what a pass on break point.
So all is not quite lost for the defending champion. Encouraging signs now for Andre Agassi. Well, something happened in his match against Jim Courier. He suddenly just turned on the switch, took his game to another level. Courier said afterwards, yes, he did up his game, but Courier perhaps didn't do as much as he should have done to prevent that. And I wonder what Michael Chang's thinking now. Look at this.
Well, ever since those birds came on the court,
Yes.
Agassi has been firing with all cylinders.
Well, we didn't have a speed gun on that. I reckon that was about 210 kilometers per hour.
He hit that so hard, and he hit it straight up the middle. He didn't choose any direction. 40 love, Agassi.
Oh, he's toying with him.
Oh, bad luck.
Well, Agassi has just put Michael Chang firmly in his place.
Rain has gone.
He can see all obstacles in his way.
It's a perfect Madras day today.
It's India Day.
Exactly. Michael Chang still with a break of serve. 3-2 second set. First set to Chang, 6-1. I think Brian here has suffered more from that end where he's at now, Agassi, as opposed to the near end to the commentary boxes.
I'm trying to work out which direction the wind's going. I think it's coming behind Michael Chang.
Long.
As a general, did you ever have a preference if you're going to play with the wind or against the wind?
Well, you always like to serve with the wind because you got the extra juice on your serve. But when you were hitting ground strokes and a person came to the net, you had such a good chance to hit the topspin lob because the wind was going to hold it in. So there, Chang tried to topspin lob but with the wind a little bit. Well played. Came forward to strike that.
Yeah, Agassi very quickly saw the looper was coming and ran round to take it on his forehand.
You see this again here. This is the one that delivered the short response from Chang, and Agassi taking that forehand on the rise, forcing the error from Chang. 15-30. Well, that was again the wind
31.
pushing Agassi way behind the baseline. They're not able to come cross court with this one. As we see the length on Chang's shot there, keeping Agassi well behind the baseline and then just hitting the backhand. Huge game here for both players. Chang to keep the break of serve and this man to get right back into the second set. Well, that serve didn't quite look long, did it?
No, it didn't. It's tough to argue against Cyclops.
Oh yes, the depth of the approach shot from Agassi. Smart move. It sees the difficulty of penetrating from the backcourt with the ground strokes in the wind. And that time forcing Chang to come up with a pass at 30 all. Chance to break now for Agassi to level up the set. Well played. Very aggressive Chang there. He had decided he was going to get to the net before Agassi did on this big point. And this one gave him the opportunity to come in. And then a well-struck forehand volley for the winner.
It's the first time he's come in. First point one at the net for Michael Chang. Being forced to hasten the shot
Advantage Agassi.
with that great return from Andre Agassi. Now an excellent chance here. Break point. That's one way to save it. 188 on the diagonal. So I think had that gone down the middle, that would have clocked over 200.
Well, what a wonderful time to hit ace number 5 for Agassi, for Chang.
Advantage Agassi.
Missed it. A rare error for Michael Chang.
Again, that was guided up the line, and the wind just carried it a little wide. And another break point for the champion. The wind holding Chang back. There it is.
The error from Michael Chang. 10th error of the match. And Agassi has got back on level terms. Well, at 3-love. I'm sure Agassi's fans were very concerned. Chang having taken the first set so easily. And Agassi's come right back.
Missed the pass.
Love 15.
Chang runs in to pick up his little string fixer. They put a little thing at the bottom of the strings there to keep it in place. Well played. Chang there.
15 all.
Trying to force the issue. Agassi coming up with a good enough backhand to force the error from Chang at the net. Both players realize that they have to come up with some good volleys to win the point. Otherwise the other person would pass them. Because of the quality of the ground strokes. Extremely high from both players.
15, 30.
Expensive double fault there. Double fault number 4 for Agassi.
Third in this set.
Not a good time for him to lose his serve. Well played.
Well, the ball did come in a little bit short, but Henri Agassi still had a lot of work to do with this.
As we see it again. This one Chang read up the line, and then that one he couldn't get to.
A little bit extra on the serve, still only at 173, but fast enough to produce the error.
Oh, he had played that point to perfection up until the last point. Last shot, rather.
Back to deuce.
Now this set has got to be very even. 3-all, deuce, second set. Just under an hour on court, 57 minutes. Great forehand down the line.
Well, he's starting to get those a little bit cleaner now. Making a lot of errors going for those shots in the first set. Just to go 4-3 ahead.
Deuce.
As soon as he struck it, he knew he had hit it too early and pulled down with it to make the error.
Wow.
Well, I was surprised he took such a big swing at it and tried to go with such a hard stroke as opposed to just moving forward and playing it cross court. Because the wind here really gathered up as it's coming down, and then trying to hit it on the fly is very hard in the wind. And the error from Agassi gives Chang break point.
Well, that could be a really expensive error.
There it is.
Well, if the first one wasn't expensive, that one certainly was.
And then a very unusual error in the wind of an easy smash gave Chang another break. And 1 hour on court. Chang 6-1, 4-3 with the break of serve. Yes, good pace off the Agassi backhand.
Chang's dropping that ball a little bit too short in front of Agassi. Well, Agassi didn't see that at all.
15 all.
As we see this again here, and Chang just rolls it cross court.
Agassi must have been thinking of something else.
Well, 15 all. He's really pounding that first serve, isn't he?
Yeah, 192 again. It's that longer racket. Or maybe the hours in the gym. Tough shot to hit, isn't it? When he's falling away. He's actually sort of going backwards and falling away.
Absolutely. Only chance he had was to be able to roll it back cross court. Big forehand. This backhand here providing the shot opportunity there for Agassi. That time he makes no mistake with the forehand. 30 all.
Agassi now just overtaken Michael Chang in the forehand winner department. 8-7. Yeah, take that.
Well, there's been a bit of bad blood perhaps between these two, Brian.
One or two words have been spoken, haven't they? After Agassi's comment about Chang's lack of commitment to the cause, the Davis Cup cause for the United States.
Was that in the paper here?
It was.
And the error from Agassi. Just when it looked like Andre Agassi might be back into this match, he will now have to serve to stay in the second set.
Well, he hit a couple of forehand winners in that game to get him close to a break opportunity, but he wasn't able to convert. Wish they'd make up their mind.
15 love.
It was long, but I guess he's having a few patches of concentration here. Kind of been up and down. That's not the Agassi we know, to serve and volley like that in a difficult situation, which means he's thinking a lot more of his ground strokes on the back of the court. It's tough to change completely. Oh,
yeah.
just missed it. Very casual play here from Agassi. Smacked it straight at him. The swinging backhand volley.
A little bit of macho stuff there, would you say?
Yeah, perhaps.
And then another double fault.
Number 5 for the champion. Chang now 2 points away from a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Four double faults in this set. It's worth the game.
Oh, he had the pass. He was there. Chang has managed to pick
40-30.
pretty much every time where Agassi intends to go. He's on the run here, but still manages to chase down the backhand. Goes for the pass of the high part of the net and the error. Good approach from Chang.
Cheers.
Oh dear, never in position.
Advantage Chang.
Oh, that looks an awful volley, didn't it?
Well, that backhand volley error from Agassi gives the number 5 seed set point
Thank you.
for a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Asking the ball boy to get back to the net.
That's a very unusual error from Michael Chang.
Cheers.
Such a huge point.
He's rolled that serve in at 127 kilometers per hour.
Well played.
I thought Agassi had actually started off a little bit too late there for a moment.
For the volley.
Yeah,
Advantage Agassi.
he was in good enough play. It's actually
Well, the backhand here was the one that did the damage. Chang was on full stretch. And Agassi with the volley winner. Oh yes, comfortable pass.
Agassi was just sort of drifting in, wasn't he? Into nobody's land.
Cheers.
Well, again, the approach shot needs to be of the highest quality with a lot of pace against a man of Chang's caliber. Oh dear.
Advantage Chang.
Well, unforced error number 35 for Agassi to Chang's 11 gives this man another set point for the second set.
Cheers.
A couple of mistakes on the forehand service return for Michael Chang. Puts it back to deuce.
Absolutely packed stadium court here for this first semi-final. Well played. Chang had to pick the side.
Advantage Agassi.
And Agassi would like to see this man serve out the second set. Keep the pressure on him.
Oh dear, what was that?
Juice.
Wrong choice of shot there from Agassi. Interesting, isn't it, Brian? More than 3 times the number of unforced errors for Agassi.
Yeah.
36 to 11.
Advantage Agassi.
Yeah, he's saying he came up on the shot. Mind you, the ball was kicking up over his head.
It was, wasn't
Give
it?
some credit to the other guy.
Oh dear.
Juice.
So they're exchanging errors here.
Advantage Agassi.
Trading errors, not ground strokes.
A little contagious, the unforced errors. That's long.
Juice.
That's 6 errors back to back from both players.
And Agassi there just complaining about the wind.
Oh yes, he kept the backhand low that time, Chang, forcing Agassi to come up with a good volley.
Advantage Chang.
And a very, very casual volley there from Agassi into the net. Gives Chang his third set point.
Thank you.
It's to serve wide. Great forehand.
Chang knew it was wide. As soon as he sees the ball's wide or short, he's got a bit of work to do. He gives that sort of self-encouragement.
What do you think Gilbert was telling Gil Reyes there?
I can't think, what do you reckon?
Advantage Agassi.
There he is.
I mean, what could he possibly be telling the guy? Where do you work out? I mean, you must have asked him that before.
Does he work out, Gil Reyes?
Missed it?
Well, you can't blame all these on the wind.
No, they both don't want it, I think. the most unforced errors of the entire match has come in this one game, really. Incredible. Back to deuce. Great backhand.
No, that wasn't an unforced error. That was a forced one.
Advantage Agassi.
Terrific shot from Andre Agassi. Oh dear, he's done it again.
Well, the strange thing is he's got the right idea. I think it's just executed off the wrong shot.
He tried one horrible backhand drop shot earlier on. That didn't work. That one didn't work either.
Great forehand.
Advantage Agassi.
Agassi trying desperately to hold on to force Chang serve out the set. Chang hanging tough.